received from both Andrew and also from it was, I think, Susanna. Huh? Yes. I'm looking at the monthly report that was submitted by Demko and also by Susanna. Okay.
I'm here too, Patricia.
Okay, very good, Patricia. Excellent. Now it seems that maybe Andrew, did you check with Susanna, because it seems that the presentation, that the comments I made to you were applied by Susanna. Is that correct?
Yes, I forwarded your email to Susan
Okay,
as well.
okay. Now let's look at it. Susanna, do you have the stuff that you sent me today or yesterday? Is Susanna there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay, so we have operating revenues and we have room sales, no problem. Cash payments, this is the payment that the people paid in cash, okay? And
Yes.
credit payment, this was done by credit card, no problem. And invoice, bank transfer payment, that's okay. And other revenues, those are stuff that were sold by the boutique, okay?
Yes.
So,
Christian, can you share your screen or show this presentation, or Susanna?
how do I do that?
How about you talk?
How do I share this? Showcase, maybe? Is that what it is? Andrew?
The screen sharing on the left side of the screen, if you mouse over to the left side, a hidden menu will show up and the second icon from the top.
Where's my share entire screen? No. What do I do afterwards? I go share screen, yes?
Yes.
And then what? Oh, share here, okay? No, it doesn't do.
Okay.
Yeah, it's working. Just open the document you are looking at, because we have a weird thing. Yeah, it's okay now.
Okay, great. Okay. Okay, so I have no problem with total operating revenue, 12,000 euros, okay? And then I have what I call operating expenses. Here I have some question. What do you mean by operating cost, Susanna? Well, operating cost, what does it include, the 2,700?
Operating costs included electricity, gas,
Oh,
water.
I see what you mean. Operating costs. Electricity, okay, fine. Gas, no problem. Water,
Water and depression.
And entry price. What does entry price means?
Entry price of some property, I think. It is how we can get the depression.
Yeah, but you show only. You don't have to show that entry price 6,400. Okay, and depreciation 1,600. Well, why will you show entry price? It's not part of it, is it? No.
Zuzka, excuse me, in Slovak, tell me, please, čo si myslíš?
Ja som dala vzorec na ako sa vypočítavajú rovnomerné odpisy, čo vlastne aj vypočítavame v hoteli. Vstupná cena a podelená koeficientom dotačným.
Čoho? Vstupná cena čoho?
Majetku. Vstupná cena nejakého zariadenia majetku, lebo odpisuje sa.
Christian, enterprise of the owners for example house, for building and so, and then the equipment in building, yes.
Equipment, yes. For example.
Oh, okay. So instead of equipment, so instead of entry price, write equipment. Right.
Equipment, yes.
Zuzka, you must write in detail what this contains.
Okay.
Equipment,
that will be okay. Equipment
and building too. Oh. Building has some long time, and you must calculate it to every year and
every month.
Yeah, but that's an asset. That's not an expense. That's part of your assets. Depreciation, I can understand that.
But we have in operating cost in Hotel Teledom this item, depression too.
Depreciation, yes, okay, I understand depreciation, but why would you show building and equipment? Why would you show this under operating expense? It's not an expense, it's an asset.
Že len odpisy môžete zarátať do toho a nie celé.
Ja viem, ale to ja som len ponúkla vzorec, ako som dostala tých 1600 eur, keďže to budem započítavať do tých operating cost. To nič som to nechcela povedať, to len kvôli tomu. Že keď podelím tých 6400 delené 4, vychádza mi 1600 eur do odpisy.
Ale
to je vzorec, to je čistý vzorec a 1600 eur sa zahrňa medzi operating cost.
Kristanovi, ale tu musíte urobiť nie v tejto tabulke, ale vo vedľajšej, aby bolo vidieť, že tuto to teraz vyzerá, že to spočítavate všetko dokopy, alebo tak.
Nespočítavam, on stačí, keď klikne na bunku, tam je vzorec.
Jo, ale on to nevidí. Ani to nevidíme. Christian, it is only for helping for calculation.
So it should not be shown under the operating expenses then.
Vysvetlite mu, že ako ste došli k tomu vlastne, alebo čo ste mne teraz povedali.
Also, what I will do is this. Okay, instead of electricity, gas, and water, okay. I will put utilities. Utilities. You can write utilities in parentheses, electricity, gas, and water.
Yes.
So this way you will have 450, 500, and 150. That would be your utilities. Understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, so instead of having separate electricity, gas, and water, you write utilities, and then in parentheses you put electricity, gas, water. You take away the entry price, because what is the coefficient? 4 euros. What is that?
It is only number 4. It is no euro.
But why 4?
Because some equipment has this coefficient. It can be 4, for example. It can.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Luska.
12 and for example 20 years.
We don't didn't hear you. Please again. This sentence. Túto vetu opakujte, lebo ste nepočuli.
Okay, hear you. Me.
What's the coefficient for?
Coefficient, for example, in 4 years. It can be also 7 years, 13 years, and 20 years.
No,
that means your calculation is for a year, no for monthly.
Yes, it is from some equipment in the hotel, 4 years.
Yeah, but 4 years, or you have it like 4. No, don't. It doesn't belong to operating expense. Okay, laundry expense. Okay, housekeeping expense. Okay. Number of rooms monthly. What does that mean? Number of room monthly, 200 euros.
This number of rooms, it is needed to housekeeping, because 2 euro it is a rate per room, and cleaning rooms, for example, for this month was 200, and housekeeping expenses it is 400 euro.
No, I understand, but I'm talking at the number of rooms monthly. What does that mean?
She uses that one also for the calculations.
Cleaning rooms.
Oh, that's cleaning, but that's part of the housekeeping.
But it no number.
If it's part of the housekeeping, you should put 400 plus 200. No?
Josie. Vysvetlite to slovensky, keď nie. Christian, I would like to recommend that we would evaluate it with Zuzka in Slovak language and repeat it on next meeting correctly, because I think it is without understand what which what means, it is not
And the rate per room, two euros. What does that mean? Rate per room, 2 euros. What does that mean?
We can pay €2 per room when the housekeeper is cleaning the room.
Yes, but
Well, yeah, we don't show that. Then I don't care about that. So maybe you can put it as a footnote and belong. In other words, when to me it's housekeeping. Okay, that's part of the housekeeping. Okay.
Okay.
Under housekeeping, you have this housekeeping 400, and then you put a little footnotes and you say housekeeping based on 2 euros per room. You understand what I'm saying?
No.
Your housekeeping, okay? You have a housekeeping expense for me is
No, housekeeping, it depends from a number of room which housekeeper clean it monthly, for example.
Problem is that you write that the rest 200 euros. No,
Okay.
yes,
Okay. I don't show it.
it is only number of rooms. No, 200.
Yes.
Yes, it is clear.
200 rooms. You don't have 200 rooms.
400 per 2 is 200.
Yes, it is number. Okay.
Yes, okay.
I did a mistake. Sorry.
Okay, but it is in author. Where.
And what does that mean? Numbers of stay nights, 400. What is that?
The same number is not.
Yes, this is the number. Yes, it is only the number 400 number.
Yes.
It is a mistake. Sorry.
Okay. So in any case, if you want to explain to the reader, you can use at the bottom footnotes. Okay, notes. Okay, like for example, when you write utilities, you write a total sum. Okay, and then at the bottom you said utilities include electricity for 50, gas 500, water 150. Okay.
Okay.
That's a footnote. Now, what is it? Rate per person per night 150 is not interesting. Communal waste. Communal waste is when they pick up the trash. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, communal waste. I mean, I would not call it communal waste. I would say, what is it?
Waste, but it is in Slovakia. It is communal waste.
So okay. Then you have the cost of food and beverage 132. Number of breakfast 200. What does that mean?
200
number.
Numbers. Yes. It's the mistakes of two.
So price of the hotel breakfast per room, I don't want to see that as part of the expense. That's again another footnote, okay?
Okay.
So you get total operating expenses. And then now we move under undistributed expense. That means undistributed expense, that means that cannot be allocated directly to hotel or food, okay? So we have administration. Okay, that's fine. Media, TV, internet, telecommunication. Commission, what do you mean commissions? Telecommunication, delete commissions, 170, okay? Then you get marketing, advertising cost, okay? No problem with that. Other commission, what do you mean by other commissions?
These commissions for example, in our hotel for booking reservation, which we pay, or some other reservation hires.
Okay, so you can call it reservation fees. Reservation fees. What is the difference between booking reservation 250 and other commission 350?
It was used for the calculation, I guess, because the sum of those two numbers is actually the commissions.
Okay, so media, TV, internet, marketing, advertising costs, and then booking reservation fees. Booking reservation fees, and you take 350 plus 250. And what is hours reservation? What is that 100? Huh?
What is it?
Hours reservation. It is something like book.
Okay, so you take 350, 250, and 100. So you lump them together, okay? That makes 350, 400, 600, 700. You put reservation, booking reservation expense. Okay? Then you got total purchase of goods. And okay, so there's again, then I would like to see one that is called office supplies. Office supply. Instead of purchase of office goods, call it office supplies.
Supplies. Okay.
Office supplies. And then you have because the figures are not so great. Then I will have other supplies. The office supplies. Okay. So we have other supplies 100, other supplies, okay? In parentheses, goods, drinks, cigarettes, okay? And what do you mean by representational goods?
For example,
They used to offer cookies on the reception for the guests for free. I think it's.
Oh, okay. So this is too detailed. So total. Okay. Then we have office supplies. After booking reservation, you bring them. You add them all together. Okay. So you put booking reservation expense. After booking reservation expense, you have office supplies because that's very clear. That's pencil and everything. 100. And then you have other purchases, okay? And other purchases, you take 100 plus 150 plus 130 plus 50. And then you have a footnote at the bottom of the statement that says other purchases includes, and you say other purchases includes reception 100, drinks 150, cigarette 130. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Then you come to insurance 138. What is that 138? Insurance 138.
Insurance, it is
it is also a coefficient. How
so
we
I don't want to see
get
it.
It is fixed coefficient.
Yeah, but it is not.
We must pay to tax office. Yes, it is standard in Slovak. Standard coefficient.
Standard Slovak.
Yeah, but insurance 138. I mean, that doesn't belong here. That belongs to somewhere maybe in your footnotes.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got labor cost 4140. What is the difference between your labor cost and gross wage salaries 3,000?
Gross wages or salaries, it is only the salaries. It is not including insurance for the employees in the company or in our hotel. And labor cost, it is also paid. Employer is must pay insurance for his employees.
So okay, the gross wage salaries, I have no problem with that. It's 3,000. Okay. What you mean is employer contribution, correct?
Yes.
So the employer contribution is really 1,140, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
In other words, if your gross wage salaries is 3,000, and then you have employer's contribution, it's 1,140, correct?
Yes.
Okay, 1140. So you see, this way, it's because labor cost, gross wage salary is very difficult for anyone to understand what you're talking about. So gross wage salaries, and then you put employer's contribution, 1,140. Okay? The insurance, I don't know what you're doing. Oh, I see. What you do is this: you take 3,000 multiplied by 138. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so this can be a footnote, employer's contribution, and you put at the bottom you put to make it readable, you say employer's contribution, and you put 1,140, and you take at the bottom you have a little footnote that says 3,000 times 138 employer's contribution. In other words, you got to put yourself in the place of someone like me or like Elizabeth that reads this statement for the first time, and make it easy for the reader, okay? And then, of course, you get net operating income, operating revenue, this, operating expense, this, undistributed expense, so much. Now, in effect, it should be the reverse. It should say operating revenue, operating expense, undistributed expense, net operating income. But I saw Attila this morning because he was here in Brussels. I said, you're not in the business. I said openly to him, and I said this to all of you. We are not in the business of losing money. Okay? And what I see here is that you have this monthly report, you have a negative 1,200. So how can we at least break even? It should be a break-even situation. Now, in order to increase your net operating income, what can you do? Tell me. How can you increase your net operating income so it is not a negative?
We have to increase the revenues.
Yeah, increase revenues, exactly. And in order to increase revenues, you have to do what?
Sell more rooms.
Sell more rooms, right. That's one. And another one is what? Something you see that I don't see here, which is very interesting to me. I see all the operating expenses. I see utilities, that's fine. I see depreciation. I see laundry expense, housing expense to combine together. I see city expense. But what I don't see, marketing. Oh, yes, you have it here. Marketing advertising cost, okay? Now, when you want to present such a statement, what is interesting is once you have read on your statements, is to calculate the percentage. In other words, what is the administration is 200. So you take 200 and you can express administration as a percentage of total expenses, or you can express administration as a percentage of your total revenues, okay? So in effect, you will see that you are spending 350 euros for marketing and advertising costs, okay? Which is 350 divided by 12,000, which is your revenues, and you have less than 2.3% of your marketing and advertising costs represent 3% only of your operating revenues, which is very minimal. It should be at least 10%, okay, in my judgment. And then also you can express your marketing advertising cost as a percentage of total expenses. So if you take your total expenses of 5,740, you take 350 and you divide by 4,140, and you are at 8%. You're at 8%, which is more understandable. 8% of your total expenses. So you spend 8% of your total expenses for marketing and advertising. Okay. One thing that I'm missing too is that the number of rooms. What is the occupancy rate at the hotel? Do you know? Hello.
Yes, we can calculate it from the numbers from the night stays and from the. We can get to that number. Actually, I have remade mine. I have a new one, a new statement. I have the occupancy there in percentage.
Right. Remember, because I sent you some stuff, and I think I sent an email to Andrew suggesting some calculation of ratios. Okay, based on the occupancy rate. Remember this email I sent you, Andrew?
No, I got only one email from you, and that was about the phrases I used there.
No. There was one that I sent to everybody. Let me see. I'm going to check. Where was it? Send item. I'm going to check said item. Your monthly hotel report. Yes, you see. Okay, no, that was the previous one. There was one that I sent to everybody. Let me see. Maybe okay, it was sent to Susanna. Okay. All right, which is good because this way we can use the web meeting. Okay. Operating performance management. Okay. Key performance indicators. We call it in English KPI. KPIS. Small s. Okay. To measure the operating performance of the Teledom Hotel. So you have hotel revenue. You can write down if what I'm speaking, okay? Hotel revenue includes your room sales, your food and beverage sales, and if you have meetings and events, that comes up to the total hotel revenue, okay? Occupancy, so that's very important here, occupancy. Occupancy is calculated by dividing the number of paid occupied rooms, okay, by the total number of available rooms for a given time period, okay? I'll repeat it. So divide the number of paid occupied rooms. You don't include rooms that are complementary occupied rooms. You don't include this, okay? If some Attila decide, okay, this is a friend, he doesn't pay, we don't include it in the occupancy rate. To get the occupancy rate, you have to divide the total number of paid occupied rooms by the total number of available rooms, okay? Then, average room rate, okay? This is revenue from room sales divided by the number of rooms nights sold, okay? This is the most important one is most important. I mean, I should just maybe I can share this. I have this email here. Maybe I can share. How can I show this? My email here.
Christian, please send for us because it is not need to or make the full display. It is very small. I don't see it.
Where can I want to show you this. Here it is. Can you see it here? Share.
No.
Can you see?
No. Click to the page.
Share.
On your computer, you must. Yes.
Let me enlarge. Maybe I can put bigger. Can you see now better?
Better. Yes, it is better. Yes.
Okay. So I was talking about the average room rates. I think that this is very important here. One thing that we use, we call it RevPAR, R-E-V-P-A-R, okay? We call it revenue per available room. This is a very standard here, okay? You take RevPAR, you divide the number of net rooms revenue by the total number of available rooms, okay? I say here this measure is receiving greater focus than occupancy because it reflects the interaction of both occupancy and ADR, profitability, okay? This you have, the GOP, the gross operating margin is calculated by dividing gross operating profit in euros by the total hotel net revenues, okay? This is something that I would like to see in your report. This is very important here. So let's, I want you to have all of you, but I sent it to everybody, I see. This email was sent to everyone.
Yes, I found it in my mailbox as well. So
yes. Are there other common use available on additional detail to the management? Some of these include profit margin, average checks for restaurant and banquets. So you take the revenues divided by the number of customers, cost of sales percentage, labor productivity, hours worked divided by the number of customers or room occupied. Okay, so this is those measurements, those indicators should be added on to the statement that you show, you see, because this is what hotels do, you know, not only big hotels, but everybody, after you presented your statement, you try to determine operating performance of the hotel, of the Teledom Hotel, okay? Key performance indicators. And I would very much like to see the hotel revenue, the occupancy, the ADR, as we call it, the average room rate, okay? The revenue per available room. That would be very good. And the gross profit margin. This would be very important, you know, so that you understand. But the RevPAR is very important. Revenue per available room. Again, calculated by dividing net rooms revenues by the total number of available rooms for the months. This is very important here. ADR measures the profitability. You divide the total net rooms revenue by the total paid occupied rooms. Okay. You read this very carefully, and you should not have any problem. I mean, once you have put your statement together, you shouldn't really have any problem. So, to recap, the statement has to be more better, how should I say, presented, okay? Where it's necessary, try to combine several chapters, like utilities I mentioned to you, like housing expenses, okay, that's fine. In order to help the reader, put footnotes. All the financial statements have footnotes, and you put a little asterisk or a little 1, 2, 3, and you put utilities. Okay, that's the one. Utilities includes electricity, and then you show the breakdown: 450, 500, 150. Okay. You put depreciation. Was this 1600? That's for what? Depreciation on equipment? Is that what it is? Must be. Hello?
Hello, Christian. Down on the document. Down.
No.
Go down. We don't see it.
Yeah, we can see. I can see it. You have actually to click on Mr. Christian's portrait at the bottom, and you will see the picture or the screen share.
Okay.
Office supplies, we discussed it before. All the other purchases, you put other purchases, no need in a statement to show, and then you put a little footnote and you say purchases include goods, drinks, cigarettes, office goods, representational goods. That means representation goods means giveaway. Is that right? Things that you give to people.
Yes, for free.
Yeah, so that's what we call giveaways. Giveaways in one word. Give, away. With an S at the end. Giveaways. But this again can be put purchases, other purchases, okay? You have office supplies, and I would put other purchases. Yeah, that would be fine, okay? Labor costs, we discussed it before. We put gross wage salaries, and you put employer's contribution, 1,140. And then at the end, again, you make a little footnote at the bottom, and you say employer's contribution is calculated by taking the gross wage salaries multiplied by a coefficient of 1.38. Are you with me? You follow what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay, so it has to be restructured because this is the best way that this can be done. I will send to Elizabeth an example of a Hilton. It's a one hotel in California. You will see the way they present and it's pretty much the same as I'm suggesting here. Operating revenue, operating expenses. Now, the cost of food, this has to be explained to me. The cost of food and beverage is 130.32, okay? So there again, you can put a little footnotes, okay? What do you mean? You take what? How do you do this? You take 200 times 6.66, is that right?
Yes.
So, okay, so food cost of food and beverage, 1,332. And again, at the bottom, a little footnote. Okay. Uh, this figure is determined by the number of breakfasts. No, by what is it? Number of breakfasts monthly. Is that 200 euros?
What
This is
do you see? Excuse me, but what
No,
do
it
you
is
see?
not.
I see only the email of Susanna and
Ah, okay. So I have to go back to the to what no hotel revenue. How do I change the?
you don't show it. I don't understand. What do you talk?
I'm talking about the statements. Okay.
You must show it, Christian, because
Yeah, I know, but I'm trying to share your screen with Google Plus. Uh, I want to go back to the.
to the
Okay,
page of your portal page.
okay, wait.
Where is the table?
I don't know. Here we are. Share. Voila. Now you see.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
So uh, use footnotes. Put it footnotes at the bottom. Okay. You put footnotes, and you're going to explain the figures that you have above the statement. This way, your statement will be very clear, not confusing. You see? You with me? And then, based on that, now you have to do several things. You want to work your percentages, okay? One, as I mentioned to you, try to determine operating expenses as a percentage of revenues. Look at the operating expenses, and what you find that the most important amount is operating. The most important item is what? City expense 600, laundry expense 700. So you say 700 out of 2700, okay? So you have, that's the way you measure things. So you take laundry 700 and you divide by your total 2700. And now you have 25% of your expenses are for laundry and you have to express it as a percentage. Okay? Then you take your housekeep. Oh, no, it's even more because you take your 700 plus your 400. Now you're at 1100 and you take 1100 divided by 2700. So 40% of your, which is normal, 40% of your expenses is represented by housekeeping expense, including laundry and others. 1100 divided by 2700. Okay. Let's see. Under the distribution expenses, nothing alarming. As we mentioned before, if you take your labor, of course, is labor costs. If you take this is the most important here. Of all the expenses, you have 4140. I'm going to take 4140, 4140. I'm going to divide that by the total, which is 5740. Okay, and now you got 72% of your undistributed expenses that is represented by labor cost. Okay, which is a little bit. I would think it would be a little bit high. Okay, considering the revenues that you generate, the 72% of expenses is a high figure. Okay.
just for notes, the numbers are actually not accurate. Those are just numbers, you know. Those are not the numbers of the hotel.
Are they not?
No, those
So
are not real numbers. Those are just to show the, I think, because mine works the same way. Those are not accurate numbers.
how can you get accurate numbers?
We can get accurate numbers, but we don't want to upload a report to a portal visible to almost everyone with accurate numbers about the hotel.
Oh, I did not know about this. I did not know about this. So this is very difficult to, well, okay, even if you take those figures, okay? Are they approximate figures or what?
Approximate. approximate, but it's just an example.
And what happens if you work with real figures and you limited the access to those figures? It's possible, no?
Yeah, we can use the real numbers as well. It's not a problem, anyways. But
I think you should really work with real figures so that we have, because the idea is to not only do this exercise, but is to really evaluate. Because you see, based on this morning, I said to Attila, well, you're not in the business of losing money, really. And according to this statement that I see in front of me, you are at minus 1,222. So
no, it's not accurate.
okay. So, but if you work with real figures, okay, then it would be interesting to see exactly where in the hotel you could make improvement.
Yes, we all know about that, but as I said before, the reason was just the privacy of the numbers of the hotel.
Because you see, Attila then asked me, he said, okay, do you have any ideas how we can do better, you see? But do you think that the real figures are the same as the figures that are here? This is showing a loss?
No. The real figures are a bit better. We were not in lose last month and even before, and a few before. As long as I know, we are in plus, and the total expenses are not in negative, as far as I remember. But it will change in January, maybe. I don't know.
But this is another thing too. I mean, I think that your 350 is very low. I think, as I say, your marketing advertising cost is very low. But it's very difficult. I'm just basing my opinion here on what I'm seeing here. I think it would be interesting, really, to look at a real case. I mean, to take a look at it. You see?
Yeah, we can make it with a real number and share with you privately, I guess. But
yeah, I like that very much, because I think the idea behind this work experience would be to be able to make recommendations to Attila, both short run, medium term, and long term. Okay, in order to improve performance.
Yes, okay. So we will make a statement with the real numbers and share with you.
Yeah, because I think it would be interesting, and also try to work out the percentage. It's like a game, really, and it's like a play. You look at the figures and you try to use ratios to better understand, to have a better grasp. Like, for example, you got 12,000 operating revenues. What do I see here? I see that almost it's like a 50-50 percent. 50% of the customers pay cash, and 50% almost, 4,500 pay by credit cards, okay? So it's like a 50-50, the way they pay, okay?
Yeah, all right.
So you see that, okay? Which why is it that in Slovakia people prefer to pay cash for hotel rather than credit cards, or what? No?
Yeah, Slovakian people prefer to pay by cash, but the foreigners are paying with credit cards and companies on invoices. So I guess this is the overall statistics about them.
Okay, then as I said, lumping together, so I have no problem with that. Other revenues is when you sell. So if you take, I see boutique sales of goods, you get 500. At the same time, you purchase, oh my God, total purchase of goods 530. So you don't make any money when you sell goods, it means, no? Well, if you take your total purchase of goods is 530. I take office supplies because office supplies is a different thing, okay? That should be part of the presentation. But so I take 530, I have 100 office supplies, so now we are at 430. 430, and I derive revenues of 500. So therefore, I'm only making 70 euros on the boutique sales, my profit. Understand?
Yes.
Which is very, very low. In other words, it's like a service more than anything else, okay? Because I make only 70 euros for boutique sales of goods. And that's not right, because in effect, if you buy a purchase of cigarettes 130, when the people buy in the hotel, they should pay more for the cigarettes. You understand?
We can't raise the price of the cigarettes. Actually, it was a bad example, but for other products, we can raise the price.
Okay. So fine. Then we have the contribution of employer contribution, as I call it, and then you have the gross wage. Okay, gross wage salary. Okay, gross wage salary and employer's contribution, 3,000 plus 1,140. Do you have any questions on what I just mentioned now?
Oh, it's clear for me.
So I would, Susanna, you got any questions?
At the moment, no.
Okay, in other words, go back to what I said. Try to find out more about the occupancy rate so that you can really try to work out some figures, percentages. I think it will be impressive when you, because it shows that basically you understand this is a statement of revenues and expenses. This is what it should be saying. Okay? Monthly hotel financial report. I would call it statement of revenues and expenses. You could call it monthly hotel financial report. Under it, you write statement of revenues and expenses.
But Duska, is it monthly or on the year? Because you have some numbers, some calculate from years, and it is monthly report. How it is?
Yes, it is monthly, and when you see yearly.
Yes, well, you see, what would be interesting, all students here, would be to have a comparative also, you see? In other words, take the last 3 months, maybe, a quarterly report, because this quarterly report will enable you to see how there are the variations, okay? You could make 3 monthly hotel reports, statement of revenues, or quarterly. You could call it quarterly hotel financial reports, okay? And you put.
Okay, it is no problem.
See, what I'm trying to say is
no
that.
problem. It is only the first sample.
Yeah, I understand. See, the idea is for you. This is only the basic report, okay? But we have not looked at assets or liabilities. That's another financial statements that would be needed to be provided. But at least if we all can agree to the breakdown for this statement of revenue and expenses and the footnotes that accompany the statement, this would be a first a good example, you see. Now, bear in mind that if you go to the portal, and Attila showed it to me this morning, is that for all intents and purposes, this work that you have done correlate with some assignment task, okay? Remember? When you go to the portal, you have to correlate this with some assignment task. You understand what I'm saying? If you go to the portal and you look at HM projects, okay, you will see that this work assignment that you have, that is shown on the portal, correlate with some requirements that you have to work on. I mean, in other words, basic concepts, okay?
But Christian, it is practical project, and it will assessed by Mr. Toth. And
no, I understand, but I'm saying it.
They must make the BTEC study tasks too, and it it is important for you and to assess.
Sorry to interrupt, but Mr. Christian is gone.
Yes, but čo som chcela povedať, že teda toto je, čo teraz predvádzate, je praktický task, praktický projekt, alebo teda úloha pre vás. Ale vy máte, to bude pán toto hodnotiť, ale vy budete musieť robiť ešte aj tie bitex study tasky, ktoré máte v tých kritériách, ako assessment kritériá na tých stránkach, keď ich vylistujete. Takže toto je pre Kristiana pre hodnotenie, to spravte pre neho čím skôr. A tam je teória, všetko si vlastne tam môžete overiť, alebo naučiť sa o tých pojmoch, o čom teraz rozprávame a čo, ako sa robí, ako sa ráta. A potom je vlastne zmysel robiť takýto task prakticky. Hej? Ale tak súčasne to samozrejme môžete vyvíjať, rozvíjať a tak ďalej, ale obidva musíte mať hodnotené, aby ste mohli potom uzavrieť vlastne tú úlohu a kredit dostať. A hodnotenie dostať, lebo bude sa to hodnotiť spolu. Rozumieme sa?
Áno.
Takže preto si myslím, že aj tým bytek teda úlohám sa vráte. Teraz keď vypadol Kristián, neviem, čo sa deje, zase možno sa ozve. Ešte toľko, že toto, čo ste teraz preberali, je jasné, alebo máme to prejsť slovensky. Ja by som bola veľmi rada, keby sme to trošku aj detaľnejšie prešli, aby vám bolo jasné, v ktorom riadku čo je, alebo inak vizualizovať tú tabuľku, aby bolo jednoznačné, že ako ste k tomu došli. Zuzka, tie vzorce nie sú viditeľné, keď ich tak neposielate, alebo neotvára človek, takže Kristiánu to určite ani nenapadlo, aby sa ani ja som nemohla, lebo keď prezentujete, nemôžete pozrieť na tie vzorce za nimi. Čiže musí to byť v inej podobe trošku tá tabuľka. Urobte viac stĺpcov a do tých stĺpcov napíšte tie jednotlivé proste elementy, čo kam patrí a nie pod seba číslo a number a potom sa stane to, čo teraz, že vám to aj systém môže prepísať kľudne na eurá všade, kde treba len počty mať, pretože keď máte formátovanú ten stĺpec celý, tie bunky ako na menu, na peniaze, tak vám to bude vyhadzovať stále v eurách. Takže to radšej na eurách všade, kde treba len počty mať, pretože keď máte formátovanú ten stĺpec celý, tie bunky ako na menu, na peniaze, tak vám to bude vyhadzovať stále v eurách. OK, Kristián, treba len počty mať, pretože keď máte formátovanú čo sa deje, Andrej? Stĺpec celý, tie bunky ako na menu, na peniaze, tak vám to bude vyhadzovať stále v eurách.
Stop the channel you have opened because
čo sa deje, Andrej?
Do you see?
Naopak, mám to stopnúť. Alebo
Mr. Channel you have opened because Mr. Christian, please stop the someone just started recording from YouTube.
Must stop it.
Someone has to stop it. I actually don't have it running, but one of you actually have. Someone just started recording.
What's going on here?
Can hear us? Must stop it.
Someone has to stop it. I actually don't have it. But one of you actually have.
What is the problem?
It's on your side.
You must close.
You are watching the video on YouTube actually. And we hear the sound from the recording.
But who watching?
Mr. Foy, I guess.
Christian,
Yes.
stop the YouTube. Stop the YouTube.
I want you to.
Who watching?
Mr. Foy, I guess.
What is it? Yes.
Stop the YouTube. Stop the YouTube.
Stop video. I don't have video.
But you have to twice open the Hangout. You have opened the Hangout twice.
Stop video. Is that okay? I don't have video.
Or Hangout. You have Hangout. Last Hangout. Open the Hangout twice. You have opened the Hangout twice. Or Hangout. You have last Hangout. Open the Hangout twice. You have opened the Hangout twice. Or Hangout. No, Andrej, čo sa dá s tým robiť?
Tak to musí vypnúť.
Neviem.
Ja to zjak neviem a viem
Má
pána
to otvorený, lebo jak spadol, tak ešte raz otvoril. No, Andrej, čo sa dá s tým robiť?
Tak ja stade nič neviem s tým urobiť vlastne. Akože vieme ho stíšiť, viem
Má
pána
to otvorený, lebo jak spadol, tak ešte raz.
What is going on?
Že ani zavolať mu nemôžem, lebo vyskočil zo Skypeu.
Tak ja stade nič neviem s tým urobiť. Mr. Foy, please close the Opera and the Firefox and all the browsers you
Close what?
Everything, Opera, Firefox, and every internet browser you have opened so far.
I did.
You have nothing opened.
No.
Mr. Foy, please close the Opera. Oh, it's weird. In this case, everything, Opera, Firefox, and every internet browser you have opened so far.
Okay, so
You have nothing open.
no.
Mr. Foy, please close the Oh, it's weird. Case. Everything open at Firefox.
The only thing that I have open is Hangouts. Is that better?
Yes, it's all right now.
Okay. Now, I wanted to show what I was telling you about the I'm going to open this the assessment here, the BTEC learn.
Hej, zase spadol, takže zase z toho nebude nič. No, nejaké problémy zrejme má slabú sieť alebo čo, lebo to má aj na Skype robiť, takže pravdepodobne mu to ten nový počítač nejak neuniesie, nemá to dobre nastavený. No, dostala som to, Andrej, čo si poslal. Ja si myslím, že mali by sme sa trošku do toho takýmto nejakým podobným spôsobom. Vidím, že si trošku chytil šťáru, alebo čo to, proste čiaru, jak sa hovorí. Začína, že by sme to mohli teda detailne mimo prebrať.
Now, I would like to go to the to share screen about the portal of what I was telling you about. Let's go. Screen shares. Where is this thing? Enter screen.
You have screen share.
Yeah.
No, you have your webcam.
You must click to the portal.
Yes, wait a minute. I click this here. I close this.
And
Yeah, I close this. Yes, fine. Now, then I go to screen shares, and I would like to see the website. You see? Okay, I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. Okay. Hello?
yes,
Okay.
green arrow.
No, I know because I did that before. Let me see, but I don't see. See, I want to see I wanted to go to the portal. Okay. Hello?
Hello.
Okay. So review. I go review achievement. If you take. Okay, I will tell you. You see what I was talking about. They are the learning task. We saw the statements that you prepared. Okay.
Can you share screen?
But you see, when I share screen, then I cannot get to the portal. It is a conflict. You see, that's my problem.
Well,
Just open the portal and share the portal screen. When you push the button, the green button, the arrow thing, he gives you the option to choose from several already opened windows. So first of all, just get to the portal and share the portal.
It says share. It says share.
Yeah.
no.
No, that's not that.
No, we look on your picture only, your photo.
Okay, what I want to say is this. You see, for example, you have HMO2, okay? HMO2, discuss element of growth of cost, gross profit percentage, and selling price for products and services. In other words, you have task assessment criteria, okay? So you have the learning task on the portal, and then on the right-hand side, you have task assessment criteria.
Yeah, can I show?
Yeah, show it maybe, that would be better. Yes, go to the, yes, that will help me greatly.
Mr. Fuller, I have sent you over to your email my remade statement as well. Just check it out if it's all right.
Okay, let me see. Just now you did?
Yep.
So it would be Andrej. Okay, let me see what it looks like. Open. Okay, so total number of beds 60. Okay, then we have night stays 300. What does that mean? Night stays accommodated person per night. Night stays 300 for the month?
Yes, those numbers are not accurate as well. Those are just, examples.
Rooms occupied 130. Breakfast served 150. Gross
Yeah, that's the same as for Susan.
gross wage of property personnel 3,500. But why you put the gross wage there? That's usually
I have the because I'm using that one for calculations of the whole labor costs. It's the 3,500, and at the bottom of the operating expenses, you will see the.
Yeah, but you see, in terms of the presentation of the statements, I would rather see those figures that you have, 63, to be shown at footnotes, as footnotes, and not starting the statement with miscellaneous, okay?
But without those, the calculations won't work. So if you don't fill those numbers in, actually, the calculations won't work.
What do you mean?
Because I'm using the gross wages 3,500 to calculate the labor costs. I'm using the breakfast served to calculate the food and beverage costs, services. I'm using the night stays 300 number to calculate the city tax. So those numbers are essential for me to make the calculations work.
No, I know, but they can be put in footnotes, no?
But those numbers are every month are not the same every month. So actually, in my opinion, it's good to fill those in before you start doing the statement.
Okay.
It's like for statistics and everything else. It's, I guess, but I can swap. Yeah, it's not an issue.
Okay, so in other words, I prefer the way it was boutique sales 150. No, that's not the operating revenue, cash pay. I would say cash payment, credit payment, okay, and voice bank transfer 350, and then I would put boutique sales last, okay.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, then under operating expenses, operating cost. That's the total operating cost. No, operating cost. Oh, I would call it utilities.
Yeah, I know from the previous.
Yeah, utilities. Commission for services, I would say reservation fees.
Andre, show it on the screen.
Sorry?
No? It is possible to show it on the screen.
Yes, I can try to share it with you. I'm in my screen. Yeah, okay.
Stop it and...
Here it is, just click on me.
Yes, I stopped. Yes. On the full screen, but... Okay. But nagyobbíts meg, the zooming.
Oh, just a moment, okay. Is it big enough? I see it's not actually updated, but give it a moment.
But it will be better to show the equals to vzorce by bolo dobre tiež ukázať. Equity. Vzorce sú equity, no?
Yeah, if you click on, let's say from the housekeeping, I'm using the equities. So housekeeping costs are with equities. Food and beverage services are also city tax, labor costs, and those fields are logged. You can get access to those without the password, so no one can delete it for
Yeah, it's
me.
very
It's
complicated.
important.
You know, for example, if I see laundry service, you cannot combine laundry service and housekeeping. Yes, you can.
Yes, we can actually. Yeah.
Yeah, in other words, housekeeping services. Okay, housekeeping 700 plus 260.
But is it alright if you combine it because we are using an external or oh no. Alright, I said nothing.
Purchase of office and other goods. No, I call it office supplies. You don't have to say purchase of. You say office supplies. And then you have other purchases. Other purchases.
Where is it? Other purchase. You together?
Yeah, in other words, you put office supplies. That's
Yeah.
what you spend for office supplies, 100. You don't have
Yeah.
to say purchase of office and other goods. You say office supplies, 100. And then you put other purchases, boutique goods purchases, 130. You combine both laundry service and housekeeping. Okay, so
Yep.
that's 700 plus 260. That's 960. The rest looks okay. Okay.
And also there is the average room rate and occupancy statistics as you mentioned before.
Yeah, but your average room is 87 euros. Okay.
Yes. In this
Uh,
month. In January, I mean.
and your net operating expenses is what? 12,000. Oh, see, is minus revenues minus expenses. So it's not called net operating expense. It's called net operating income.
No, it's in negative.
No, I know, but it's not called expense. It's a net operating income.
Oh, alright. But if it's negative, it's still
It's
income.
negative. You put in parentheses. That means it's a negative.
And isn't there a common used word for both?
In other words, you put net operating income and you put in parentheses minus 670. You with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can call it net operating income slash loss, but it's better to leave it net operating income.
Yeah, alright, I'm just change it to slash loss and we will see because it can be
Because it's
some.
not a net operating expense, it's 12,170 minus 11,500. And another thing, occupancy statistics, you're only at 16% occupancy rate.
Yes.
This is terrible. This is very low.
Yeah, but these numbers are not accurate. These numbers are not the real numbers. Those are just example.
Why don't you ask Attila if you can work on real figures? That would be more applicable, it seems to me, because he could make comments on it, you know?
Yeah, I got the point.
I think all the students should really work on real figures so that they can, based on that and based on the indicators that they will work and based on the percentage that they will derive, they can present recommendations. Because suppose that you are really in the real world, the hotel manager say, "Hey, Andrew or Susanna, I would like you to present to me the report for this month, and what are your recommendations?" Well, first of all, one statement on a month does not provide you enough to see how the hotel is doing. It should be at least, you should have at least a comparison between, as I said, that's why I was suggesting that this be done for a quarter, okay? The last 3 months, for example.
I did it for the whole year, but the numbers are not real actually. As I said, just scroll to the last sheet
Yeah.
at the bottom, and there is the statistics and
I
whatever it
see.
is.
Okay, now, but again, those are not real number, huh?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, so it would be good if you could work with real number, because here, I mean, you can. This is very good. I like very much what you have done here, Andrew. This is very good. Net operating expense. Well, where are the revenues though?
Net operating
No,
expense.
not you don't mean net operating income.
Yeah, yeah, I didn't change that one. Those, yeah, that's from before you told me to name it net operating income. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not the operating income you're talking about, okay?
yeah. I
Net
will
operating
change those.
income, average room rate 87 euros, 91, 92, 84, 70, 72, 97. This is the months, of course, it's more because it's summer months, 99, 98, 94, 89, and December 88. But you see, based on that, is the presentation is wonderful. But I think Attila would love to see that with the real figures.
Yes, I will ask him to do it with the real figures, but actually I won't upload it to the portal with those, I guess.
No, it's
But
okay. It's okay. It's okay. I mean, I'm sure he would be very pleased to see that. You know, monthly, by the way, on the top is MON, huh? MONTHLY.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But the way I like the presentation, it's very good. And it shows the occupancy rates. It's very good. I like the presentation. And Susanna, you listen to that? Susanna? She's gone?
Seems to be here, but her microphone is turned off.
Oh, because this would be wonderful for Patricia and Susanna to really look at this, okay? I think I like the way you presented it. I would try to work. I think it would be good for you to get a merit on this case here. It would be good if you could just provide some kind of comparison.
Yeah, all
Work
right.
with real figures. Try to have maybe that 1 year is a lot, but maybe let's take a look at the last 3 months. I don't know if it's you could do. We are in January, so you could do the last 3 months of 2015, October, November, December, the real figures.
I can do it from June, I guess. I can do it. I can do 6 months. I have the data for 6 months.
Okay, so the last 6 months, yes, let's do that. Last 6 months, working out so that you can see comparisons with the real figures
Yeah.
based on the new format that I have suggested. Okay.
Yep, I did the changes you told me before.
Yes.
Just a while ago, so everything is changed in my document, I guess. Oh, not everything. The housekeeping and the laundry service have to be one,
Combined.
but I'm gonna change it afterwards because there are equities and I have to change that as well.
Okay. Well, it sounds we are progressing here. We are progressing. This is just what is important is the use of indicators, as I mentioned to you. You know.
Yep.
Looking at because here you put net operating income, so we know the income, but it would be nice to also have the expenses. We should have three. You should have operating revenues, operating expenses, net income.
Yep. So the net income is net operating. No. The total operating expenses minus the operating revenues.
Yes, and that gives you net operating income.
Okay, I have it here, but it's called net operating expenses still.
Yeah, which is wrong, by the way.
I'm gonna change that.
Okay. Well, that sounds good. Okay, so please share your. But try to you understand from this web meeting today that it's important for you to sort of work with the figures. Try to work. I would say that. I would like to. You could ask Attila. Attila, I would like to really work with real figures so I can make recommendations.
Yeah, all right.
Because otherwise, it's a purely abstract You know, I was convinced this morning that those were real figures, and that's why I said to Attila, I said, hey, you're not in the business to lose money, really.
No, those are not accurate numbers. As I said, maybe we will lose money in January, but it's winter here, and
Yeah, I
every company that
understand.
starts up, it's you know, it's obvious. We
But
are
what
going
do
to
you
lose.
estimate the occupancy should be at least what, 50 over 50%, no?
Yes, yes, yes. In summer it's above 50, I guess, but in winter,
Yes.
Košice is not attracting that much of tourists. You know, just business travelers are coming here, and from January it's not the same as in March, let's say, because
Do you have a lot of repeat customers?
yeah, we have.
In other words, people that when they come to Kosice, they regularly stay at the hotel.
Yes, we have.
But
Uh,
October is what good, was good, not?
Yes, October, November, and even December was good.
Now,
Was good. You have net operation minus.
No, we don't
is
have.
Patricia there or what? Is Susanna? No, she's left.
Susanna is here. Patricia left because she had to go.
Oh my goodness! Because you see, that's very important. You got to when you work with the real figures. I think that one way, for example, to increase revenues would be, for example, to make contacts with various businesses and say, next time you want to organize a meeting, okay? This meeting can take place at a Teledom hotel and so forth, so that groups, so that if you have a company, for example, that wants to organize a meeting, then the people will stay at the hotel, okay? And then
Yeah, we are doing that as well. But in January,
yeah.
every company just starts up. They are sorting the budget and
No,
everything
sure,
else
I
like that.
understand. I understand. January is usually a slow month. So that's right. That's right. But I'm trying to see what other, without spending too much money. Maybe there's a lot of the business in the hotel industry is word of mouth. Okay, people have been well taken care of. They've enjoyed their stay. The food was good. The people were friendly, and they will come back. Okay, and they will tell other people that next time they're in Košice, it's very good for them to stay at at the Teledome. Now you have to also look at the comparisons. I mean, new hotels have opened up in Košice, DoubleTree, Hilton, and others. Okay, on Elizabeth Street and other places. So that means that Teledome has got to differentiate itself. You see, from other hotels. Okay.
Yes, all right.
Uh, I mean, the idea is for you, since you are working there, based on what you see, based on what you observe, based on the figures, the real figures, is to be able to make recommendations,
Yes.
Sound recommendation without spending necessary money. Maybe you say, well, Mr. Attila, we spend only 350 euros on marketing and advertising costs. Maybe there are other ways that we could. Maybe we increase it maybe to, I don't know, whatever you determine, And
Yeah.
if you do so? I mean, what kind of what kind of a marketing would you recommend? You see.
Yes.
This is would be interesting to know. I mean, sometimes you can place a little ads in professional journals, or having a little story about the hotel in the Košice Chamber of Commerce bulletin. I mean, there are many ways. You see, you have to. This is a business, hotel business, where you have to be extremely creative to bring in customers and bring in other people. Like, for example, another thing too, when people arrive, maybe you give them in their room, they have a free orange juice. I don't know, something like this. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, we have a welcome drink for the guests. Yes.
Right, right. Maybe if they stay then more than, say, for example, if they stay more than 2 nights or 3 nights, then they get a discount. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. We are doing even that. We are giving discounts for returning guests and for
Yeah,
those who stay
discount for
longer.
returning guests. That's right. But I think there's a lot of it's like jobs when you're job hunting. You know, there are a lot of things that can be probably that are not being done, perhaps, which don't cost too much money, but spread the word about Teledom. You see, maybe you could have some of the old customers, the faithful customers, write reports. I enjoyed my stay at the Teledome. It was wonderful. People were very friendly and so forth. You see, maybe there should be a blog. You as expert in IT, maybe there should be a Teledome blog. Okay.
Yeah, we have the blog. We have made it like a month ago, but so far there is nothing. We are trying to start it now.
Yeah, you have to tell stories. Okay. All right. Well, I think that concludes the meeting of today. Try to work and with the real. Ask Attila. I mean, you know, I'm not here to say, but I said, Attila, would you be pleased if I were to work this assignment with real figures? Because in talking with Christian, he suggested that I work with
because
performance indicators, and I like to apply my performance indicators on real figures and not make up figures. You see?
it is true, but I think ask Attilas because it is
Yes, that's what I say. Ask Attila if it would be okay to
inter-document, numbers, materials of Teledom.
yeah, not to be published on the portal or to be disclosed to third parties, but for
To portal, you can make some ideal, some optimal research, but we can discuss about the creative way for Teledom differently.
see, my point is this: in terms of assessment criteria, if you do, if you only present a table, you're going to get a pass. That's all. But in order for you to get a merit, okay, even a bonus, you need to do a little bit more. You see, and in order to do more, you have to dig into into this, dig it. You see. And I think why not, since it's work experience, why not doing it with the authorization of Attila and really looking at the real figures? I would be interested personally working with real figures for you to tell what should be, what would be your recommendations. What would be your recommendations?
Yes, but on practical task only, but on finished of the learning, because when we only try and only learn it, I think it can be some the author number, no real number.
Well, no. Why not work with real numbers? I mean, I don't. You see,
No real number for Teledom. I understand.
yeah, for Teledom and for Attila, not for disclosure to third parties. I'm more interested in how you think about it, what type of performance indicators you use, and what would be your recommendations. For example, if you said I'm not looking at the figures, Attila can determine himself, but if you were to say recommendations for hotel improvement, I think we should do this or we should do that. That could deserve a merit grade, okay? Because you have gone beyond the pass grade. You could even get a distinction grade, you see? Because it will show that based on certain figures, on real figures, you were able to provide management with some very valuable recommendations. And it's very useful because I know Attila has been trying very hard to make this hotel profitable.
Yes.
This has been it's been a headache in a way, you know. Everything, all the ingredients for success are there. It's a good location. It's right in the center of the city. As transportation, You can walk to Elizabeth Street very easily. It has a family type of atmosphere. The rooms are very nice. It's all clean. You have access to Wi-Fi, etc., etc. So there's a lot that you can sell about this hotel. You know, really.
What do you think about the make some marketing plan for the hotel for the next time to follow it and to increase the
Well, you see, you have to understand that there will be this going to be a heavy course. There are two courses that are two units rather that are very important in this HM program, in my judgment. It's three actually. One is HM02, which is finance. You have marketing, which is very important, and then the third is human resources. Okay, so those three units are the most important units. Now, that doesn't mean that the other units are not important, but customer service will be, it's not as it is important, but not as important as marketing, for example. Because marketing is going to support your hotel, really. And human resources, well, it's a people's business.
You must have some plan for this marketing. When only ad hoc to make the marketing, it is not so improved. It is not so good. You must follow some plan.
No, sure.
Try to no. I think students try to make some marketing plan to next time. For example, for this year, and every month you have some concrete plan for marketing for building to offer of Teledom something offer of the restaurant or hotel something what will important for me. And
this is a good way, and especially that you should look for because with limited budget, there's still a lot that can be done. Okay.
Yes. And why is it is the idea why must be marketing plan, because you have some budget on.
At the moment I'm not using any money for marketing, I'm just doing the free way. I'm not spending any money. I'm just sending fly papers to travel agencies in Hungary, for example, in Hungary, and I'm gonna send this week to Ukraine and to Czech Republic and to I don't know where else in English. I'm gonna send one. These are the no cost marketing sources for me right now.
It may be only on based on your creativity. You don't need the money. You must be creative, and you must offer to guys some different as next hotel, for example.
Yes, right.
You can improve the interest about hotel.
For example, I'm offering for Hungarian
without money. I know that you haven't money, but you try only on the creativity, on your creativity.
Yes, for example, I'm offering to Hungarian travel agencies tourist guide in Hungarian language for free, as for example.
And
it was just an example. For Ukrainian, I can do the same, so I have to figure out something else just to make them interested in us.
Yes, where you offer it?
I'm sending flyers through email and so on, but this will improve the hotel statistics only in summer because tourists are coming in summer only. So.
But they are they needs some money, because I know it when they paid reklama, plaćene reklami,
Yes.
you know, and you need money. But when what thinking about the for example improve the restaurant menu, improve the programs in for tourists for guests in Košice, to organize with touristic office some action for your guests, and so other event, for example, to offer them programs in Košice, and to give the ticket to the theater, for example, and so. And
Yes, we are offering those. We are offering tickets to all the events in Košice, but so far, as long as I'm there, no one was interested in those tickets.
yeah, you must do it so that they will have interest. They would have interest. Musíte to tak robiť, aby mali interes, mali záujem.
Okay, Elizabeth, I'm going to go because my wife is asking me to go and eat now.
Actually, I have to go as well. So.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and tell Susanna to take into consideration what it is that we discussed.
I am here.
Okay, Susanna, good job, and try to take a
I
look.
correct my task. Okay.
Okay, thanks a lot. I appreciate it, and thank you very much, and good evening to you all, okay?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Bye bye.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Elizabeth. Thank you for all, okay?
Christian, I will send you some email with information about portal, about news on the portal, yes?
Okay, okay. Very good then. Okay.
Bye.
Okay, I'm gonna stop broadcasting, and I have to go actually. See you.
Me too.
And
Bye
stay.
bye.